Hello everyone, welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Duncan DeAeth and it's great to have you with us. The Tzu Chi organization is recognized for its outstanding service to Filipinos at home and abroad by the President of the Philippines. The Tzu Chi Chapter in Malacca, Malaysia reflects on its success and hard work this past year at its year-end ceremony. And 262 volunteers in Yi County of Hebei, China hold a large two-day winter distribution, helping over 4,500 families. Recently, the President of the Philippines awarded the Tzu Chi Foundation the Kaanib Bayan Award for its outstanding service to Filipinos. The award recognizes Tzu Chi for improving the well-being of overseas Filipinos as well as those at home. Let's take a look.
Tzu Chi Foundation, Taiwan.
At the 13th Annual Presidential Awards in the Philippines, the Buddhist Tzu Chi Foundation from Taiwan received the Kaanib Bayan Award.
That uplifted the physical, emotional, and spiritual state of marginalized Filipinos in the Philippines.
On behalf of the organization, Philippine Tzu Chi Chapter Director Henry Yunez accepted the award. This presidential award category is given to foreign individuals or organizations' contribution to the local Filipino population as well as overseas. The Mekko Lab Center in Taipei states 10% of the Filipino population is working overseas, and within that 10%, many of them are in Taiwan, especially in the industrial areas of Kaohsiung.
My arm hurts when it's pulled like that because my work involves heavy lifting.
1、2、3。
Foreign workers help sustain Taiwan's industrial workforce, yet often due to language barriers, they are not able to seek medical assistance. Thus, Tzu Chi holds regular free clinics to safeguard their health.
They can only be off on Sundays, and sometimes clinics aren't open on those days, so due to these reasons, sometimes they ignore their ailments.
If their health is more stable, the quality of care our family members receive will be good too.
These free clinics began because of a foreign worker who spoke her mind to her employer in 2003.
She told me the general feeling of the foreign workers in Taiwan. She said, "The volunteers are always caring for your own people. Can you perhaps look after us foreigners?" I said, "It's not a problem, we can."
After Huang's promise, the first free clinic Tzu Chi held for foreign workers was actualized on September 7th that year. The presidential award speaks volumes of the thanks the government has given towards the people of Taiwan and the help Tzu Chi has given them. Many of the Filipino workers in Taiwan have taken to heart Tzu Chi's environmental mission and practice recycling to reciprocate the love and care they have received overseas.
Volunteers from Tokyo recently went to Japan's northeastern Tohoku region to host year-end blessing ceremonies. Many local residents also volunteered to assist in organizing. This was the region that suffered from the 3/11 earthquake 6 years ago, and is also a region that donated a lot for victims of the earthquake in Tainan. Here's more. In northeastern Japan, winter snows have already arrived. Volunteers from Tokyo's Tzu Chi Chapter have come to visit the community and share a blessing ceremony with them. One volunteer, Zhang Jun, has been a long-term caregiver and a driver for elderly in the community. She is also the first certified Tzu Chi volunteer in Tohoku.
I was raised by my grandmother, and that makes me see the seniors like they are my own grandparents.
Since the 3/11 earthquake occurred, it has been nearly 6 years. In that time, the volunteer group here has also grown. This year, they will hold 4 separate prayer ceremonies in the region. In addition to Tzu Chi volunteers, local residents have also come to help out. One resident, Mr. Kameyama, took responsibility for decorating a venue, even showcasing some of his calligraphy for the entrance banner.
I copied this style from a red envelope you gave me. I did the drawing and coloring myself.
Mr. Sasaki has also been helping organize and preparing the venue. This is his way of reciprocating Tzu Chi's assistance.
When the 3/11 disaster happened, Tzu Chi's assistance was such a great help. Now I want to do whatever I can to help out, even if it is only a little bit. That's why I came here today to lend a hand.
In Higashi-Matsushima City, Mr. Sugawara lost a lot in the disaster. Since then, he has become a Tzu Chi volunteer, and he was deeply obliged to act as a host at the blessing ceremony. Volunteers also brought a letter from Taiwan with them. The letter expressed the thanks of Tzu Chi volunteers and residents in Tainan for the amazing assistance that people in this region offered to victims of the Tainan earthquakes in February of this year. Volunteers also presented this community with a bell and drum set that will be placed in a cultural center. As both have suffered recent tragedies, the ties between Japan and Taiwan have been strengthened, and love will continue to cross national boundaries.
I will keep on doing my best. This event is fuel for my spirit. Thank you so much, Tzu Chi.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Thailand took a 3-hour journey from Bangkok to a girls' orphanage in Saraburi for a year-end aid distribution for nearly 200 girls. Besides providing them with red envelopes and stationery, volunteers also shared a video about the difficulties many Syrian refugees face. Afterwards, many children wanted to help the less fortunate by donating the money they received in their red envelopes.
As the end of the year is approaching, Tzu Chi volunteers in Thailand make their way to northern Bangkok Saraburi to distribute aid supplies for girls at an orphanage. An entrepreneur also brings his staff to join this event.
Though we can satisfy them with aid supplies, I think it is Tzu Chi volunteers who can provide them with care and love. So I asked Sister Chen Yuhong for help, and she helped contact Tzu Chi volunteers to make these events go smoothly.
This girls' orphanage adopts orphans and children whose parents are in prison. Volunteers bring them stationery as well as love and care.
Many enterprises often provide aid supplies to the girls at this orphanage. However, I think the thing the children here lack the most is love. Today, I thank Tzu Chi volunteers for coming here to care for these children. I can see that all of them are very happy.
Through the interaction with these children, Tzu Chi volunteers help make up for their lack of love, as well as inspire them to reciprocate by doing some good deeds.
Today, we distributed a small red envelope with a little money in it. After sharing with them the video about Syrian refugees, we encouraged them to spread love since we are all fortunate.
I empathize for the children born in Syria. They are innocent because they are unable to live and study in peace. Now I feel that I am fortunate. I should contribute a little since I am able to do so.
With volunteers' love and education, these girls understand that there are more people who need help around the world. They have also learned to cherish everything they have.
Next, we'll join a year-end blessing ceremony in Malacca, Malaysia. At the ceremony were 41 members of the public who have been volunteering at the local recycling station this year. Let's meet some of the participants and hear their thoughts at the end of 2016. These people on stage giving a performance of the Sutra of Immeasurable Meaning are all Tzu Chi volunteers in Malacca, Malaysia, reflecting on their good deeds performed this year. One volunteer, Ki Li Hun, joined Tzu Chi in 1992 and has been furthering Tzu Chi's missions here for 24 years.
I'm so happy and blessed that I was able to meet Tzu Chi. Throughout the entire process, even from the earliest days when there was so much to do and so few people, it has been wonderful to meet so many bodhisattvas. I'm very happy.
At the 2016 year-end blessing ceremony, the chapter is celebrating 41 members of the public who have joined the Tzu Chi family and become recycling volunteers. This year also saw 2 foreigners become certified as volunteers.
Yeah, I'm very proud now. I see, anyway, I got you doing what? Tzu Chi, yeah, I'm where I go also, I also Tzu Chi member. I want that only.
Perasaan saya semakin baik.
I think it feels great to be a volunteer and to work so honestly to help poor people in need.
师兄师姐们，我们已经等不及了，赶快进来培训，接受上人的教诲。
One volunteer, Rina Ong, was very happy at the ceremony because she was able to overcome some health problems this year and visit Taiwan to achieve her goal of becoming a certified volunteer. She expressed gratitude for all her blessings.
我就很开心，我觉得，我已经做到了，已经做到了。
As these volunteers say goodbye to 2016 and welcome 2017, they greet the future with a smile and prepare to continue spreading love and compassion in the future. Tzu Chi's year-end blessing ceremonies in Malaysia are often diverse, with people of various ethnicities coming together. The 3 recent blessing ceremonies in Malacca saw 1,000 people of different ethnicities come together, joining hands in prayer for the new year.
Tzu Chi's 3 year-end blessing ceremonies in Malacca, Malaysia attracted over 1,000 members of the public.
We come every year, which means we're healthy. That's why we can come.
Many people have been moved by what Tzu Chi has done. Many people need their help. Although we are unable to donate a lot of money, we still hope that our contribution may help more people.
In Malaysia, people of various faiths and ethnicities donate to charity.
I tell my family they can donate every day, no matter the amount, because they are all good deeds.
For instance, when I go shopping, the money is wasted. But if I use that money to help someone else, it'll make them happy. And that to me is meaningful.
Those in attendance were determined to put love and compassion into action. And through the day's event, everyone's wish was fulfilled.
Yi County is the poorest county in China's Hebei province. Tzu Chi volunteers have held winter aid distributions there for 8 years. This year, 262 volunteers gathered for a 2-day distribution, offering aid supplies and hot meals to over 4,500 families.
Before dawn, some volunteers have already gotten up, preparing hot breakfast for aid recipients.
I got up about 1 to 2 hours earlier than usual so I can prepare delicious breakfast for everyone on this freezing morning.
Local Tzu Chi volunteers were influenced by what they saw, and naturally they became involved.
It is 5 degrees below zero, and the volunteers leave for the distribution site. One local resident who is 63 years old stayed up all night to watch over the relief goods.
你们2个人，就我们2个人。哎，好辛苦，好辛苦啊！谢谢你们啊，谢谢你们。不客气。
Residents from 12 villages in Yi County gathered here for the winter aid distribution. Those students wearing volunteers' vests have been receiving help from Tzu Chi, and they also came to help.
My home is in Nancheng Si town, so I felt I must come to take part. This year, I feel I am a member of Tzu Chi, and it makes me proud.
对你的大爱妈妈说一句你最想说一段你最想说的话。真的特别像我妈，真的，我就是你妈。我今天一看见她。
When I saw her this morning, I said I had brought one more scarf with me. She didn't wear a scarf, so when I saw her, I put the scarf on her. She asked if it was for her, and I said yes.
Volunteers from many places chit-chat with the locals.
What does saying good words mean? Every morning we must say, "Have you had breakfast? You look very well today."
This is a gathering of old friends. Their friendship, which started 8 years ago, will continue for a long time.
On December 15th, the Tzu Chi U.S. chapter sent its mobile pantry to help disadvantaged students of Juanita Blakely Jones School in San Bernardino, California. Many students requested that the winter holidays be cut short because many of them rely upon meals served at the school. Thankfully, Tzu Chi volunteers prepared bags of fresh produce and clothing for them ahead of Christmas.
Tzu Chi volunteers sort through the vegetables which aren't for sale, as today volunteers of the Tzu Chi U.S. chapter or packaging fruits and vegetables at Lucky Farms, making sure each bag contains a healthy amount of nutrients.
然后3个玉米。
3 stalks of corn, 1 bag of baby potatoes, and a cassava. Next, we put 3 tomatoes, a bunch of asparagus into the bag.
1把卤水。
Now we add 3 apples, 3 lemons, and 3 tangerines donated by Lucky Farms.
这个苹果。
Next, volunteers set out for Juanita Blakely Jones in San Bernardino to deliver these bags of fresh fruits and vegetables. The majority of the students come from low-income families, and some even hope to shorten the holidays so that they can at least get decent meals at school.
所以这个校长碰到了慈济之后，
When the principal met with us, he told us that he had just bought some food out of his own pocket for the students to take home. When he learned that the Tzu Chi Foundation is helping his students, he was very, very moved and very, very happy.
To help students pursue an education free of worry has always been Tzu Chi's goal. Therefore, this time around, they quickly mobilized the mobile pantry to organize food, backpacks, gloves, caps, and socks for 110 students.
Yes, I'm happy a lot. Because I got some new pair of socks and a jacket.
With the deepest heart, honored, thank you to the Tzu Chi Foundation for the mobile pantry that has supported our school, Jones Elementary, in deep needs. Thank you so much.
Although the bags of food weigh heavily on the students' shoulders, their hearts are filled with gratitude as they're now able to celebrate the festive season without having to go hungry.
Next, we meet an inspiring care recipient in Indonesia. Gekha's husband suffered from a stroke, and she has to shoulder the burden of being breadwinner despite her own illness. But with Tzu Chi's love and care, Gekha and her husband have been able to persevere. Each day, Gekha goes to the recycling station. She also helps out other disadvantaged folks in the neighborhood. Despite the couple's suffering, their spirits are rich with blessings.
Here at the Tzu Chi recycling station, Gekha relaxes while she helps. As when she gets home, she has to be the strength of the family as her husband suffers from a stroke. Thankfully, Tzu Chi has stepped in to help them financially.
Life is a challenge, let's all.
Though she spends most of her time taking care of her husband, Gekha still finds it in her heart to visit other Tzu Chi care recipients who are nearby.
The action to help people is in one decision away. Now that I'm a stroke victim, after I've vented my emotions out, I've realized life is too short. Why not help others to live a better life?
Taking care of her family, doing recycling, and caring for other ill patients, Gekha doesn't find it burdensome at all. Instead, she feels quite at ease being able to shoulder so much responsibility.
Next, we'll visit Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital and meet a remarkable caregiver, Tseng Yu. She is the deputy head nurse of the neurosurgery ICU unit at the hospital. She has shown remarkable dedication to providing top-quality care for patients. This year, she was also recognized by the Cerebrovascular Disease Prevention Foundation and awarded the Excellent Contribution Award. Here's more. At the Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital, this is Deputy Head Nurse Tseng Yu. She always displays kindness and courtesy for the patients under her charge, making sure they know about every procedure. Doing the best to empathize with patients, she works hard to make their stay as comfortable as possible.
In order to help the younger nurses understand the procedure for turning over patients in bed, we have them experience the process themselves. They will better be able to empathize with the patients and able to make turning the patients as comfortable as possible.
我跟你讲哦，他有一点心律不整，所以你看一下他哈瑞变化，如果太快的话，要跟专师说。
Tseng Yu selflessly dedicates her time to training new nursing staff, making sure they are prepared for any situation, including 24-hour bedside care of critical patients. She is a focused teacher, making sure that everyone works together and is well prepared to provide the best care possible for patients. She has also gained recognition for her efforts.
Sometimes when we encounter patients in a really serious condition, I may feel helpless, but Pei will take the initiative and lead her colleagues to care for the patient, and she will also be attentive and remind you about important things to watch out for. She really helps me keep emotionally stable.
As a nursing professional, Tsung Pei Yu has also designed plans for patients with kidney failure and dermatological problems. She has also taught others about feeding with nastrogastric apparatus. She is also experienced in treating pneumonia and also in providing hospice care for patients on their deathbed. In addition to all of her remarkable experience, Tsung Pei Yu was also an award recipient of this year's Excellent Contribution Award from the Cerebrovascular Disease Prevention Foundation. The Distinguished Citizen Society International in Taiwan recently hosted its 24th award ceremony to honor outstanding youth leaders and distinguished service clubs. This year, a student from Tzu Chi University, Pan Xinan, who organizes a Chuan Ai volunteer club on campus, has received a group award and an individual award. He comes from a Tzu Chi family and has been a Daai TV reporter since he was young. Here's more.
Pan Xin'an is a senior student studying at Tzu Chi University's Department of Communication Studies, and he has a benevolent heart. Every summer vacation during his university life, he leads a Chuan Ai volunteer club to serve the public in Sichuan, China. In recognition of this, he has received the Outstanding Youth Leader Award and his club, the Distinguished Service Award.
It is not important whether we win this prize or not, because we will keep doing our mission. I'm happy to receive this award because our dedication in Sichuan has been recognized by many people.
The Outstanding Youth Leader Award has been awarded for 24 consecutive years, so as to encourage college students to devote their time to society.
Their club even holds activities for the public, which gives them recognition and support for their charitable events in the community.
Han Xin'an has been a Daai TV reporter since he was young. He has developed his abilities in speaking and expressing himself in front of others. As he has attended many volunteer activities, he has very mature perspectives on social change.
I didn't think too much when I was young. I thought being a reporter was interesting. I found that I now have more life experiences than others as I have grown. These experiences are great nourishment for my future.
Serving the public has become Pan's life goal. Recognized with the Outstanding Youth Leader Award, Pan will persevere with his mission to help those in need.
It is Christmas weekend in America, and Tzu Chi volunteers in California have been helping out some kindergartens with their annual Christmas performances. We'll leave you with images of the cute youngsters showcasing their holiday spirit. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.